So basically, this video is going to be a lot less comprehensive and a bit more like surface level, less like of I don't know, it's a little bit less descriptive on the issues I'm coming up to and all of the trial and error in creating a successful sort of iteration of a design. And this is more just going to be focusing on the sort of results and some of the issues, but not all of them, but some of the issues of improving upon a previous design. And hopefully it's enjoyable enough to watch this video and not entirely unbearable, like, I don't know, probably every other video I've ever made. So the concept / idea for this sort of video is I'm making an improved version of my old design, as I've previously explained. Now, this design is on a concept that's not originally mine. Someone else had the idea for a punch-activated flamethrower before me, and I made my own version of it. I had my own take on the idea. And even certain aspects of my own take were sort of derived from other people's mechanisms or methods of creating a flamethrower. So the lighters wasn't my original idea for gas, and also the accelerometer chip being in the flamethrower wasn't my original idea. But those two things kind of got added to my design as inspiration, I'm going to call it, instead of just blatant idea theft. But in general, I think that was the best way I could make the flamethrower and the cheapest way. Now I'm making an improved version where I'm trying to add safety features that were missing, add some just quality of life improvements, maybe add some consistency to reloading and various things, hide some of the ugly wires, and in general, hopefully make it better. I'm about to go into how I'm doing this in the next segment, so I hope you enjoy. So the plan to improve my flamethrower is I'm going to add more reliable reload mechanism. So before, it was really kind of hard to get the lighter in the right place for optimal gas. So I want to improve that. I want to have a more reliable reload mechanism. So I want it to be a lot easier, a lot quicker, and hopefully a little bit safer, because before you had to kind of fiddle around with the gas quite a bit. And hopefully this will improve the design overall. The next improvement is I'm going to add a actual proper battery to the flamethrower. And when I say add an actual proper battery, what I mean is I'm not going to be powering it with an external USB power bank. Instead, I'm going to be powering it with a external battery still, but the battery will hopefully be more reliable and more compact and just kind of less cumbersome. I'm going to add an on-off switch, which was in the original design, but I didn't have the switches for it, and I didn't have the time to incorporate it into the finalized design. And then lastly, I'm going to make 2 flamethrowers. Now, the original idea was to make one for the old design, and I did it. However, I've been informed that people are left-handed. I mean, I kind of knew that, but there's more right-handed people, so I made just a right-handed one. But now I'm making a right-handed one, a left-handed one, making a pair. It'll be pretty cool. And hopefully it goes well. I'll see you in the next segment. So I've encountered many different problems when trying to actually build the flamethrowers. The biggest issue I've run into has been powering it. So turns out it draws a lot more current than I expected. So I tried to use 9-volt batteries. A 9-volt battery doesn't really have enough current. I moved over to 4 AA's, figuring, 4 AA's in this little thing. It connects up like a 9-volt. It's got space for 2 here, 2 here. 4 AA's in series. Should have worked. The issue is it actually shouldn't have worked, and it didn't. So I ended up needing to use either 5 AA's per arm or a LiPo battery per arm. So ultimately, for the price and for the time that I'm using it and how much I can reuse a LiPo, I figure, I'm just going to use 2 LiPos, two cell LiPos. And it works, I'm pretty sure. I haven't done it yet, but as of recording at least, but if it works, it works, and I think it works. So I've got two cell LiPos, they're 7.4 volts each, and it should be enough. I've got a charger for them and everything. My next issue that I encountered was the arc lighters. I ordered one specific type of arc lighter, and I didn't end up getting more than one of them. And I wanted to make 2 flamethrowers, and I couldn't order a second one because they stopped shipping them or manufacturing them or whatever. So I had to get new arc lighters. So I bought a couple new arc lighters. One of the arc lighters broke because of the manufacturer's incompetence and kind of designing it to be really easy to break. They kind of put like a really important part of the circuit in a very vulnerable position for a soldering iron to just kind of bump it and destroy it entirely. So the first one broke. I still had the second one, so I ordered a third, and now I have 2. So the 2 arc lighters now are working, but it was more money than I was hoping for, and in general, it's just not ideal to have the parts break. Or not ship. Final issue, the designing of the 3D print took so long, took a lot of time to just kind of refine it to actually match the design for the full circuit, and ultimately that kind of resulted in a lot of issues. Primarily my sanity being challenged constantly every time I had to fix a little minute detail that took me like 3 hours to fix. Anyway, I need to learn better software than Tinkercad is my conclusion here. Ultimately, I've encountered many other problems. I'll have them in a list somewhere in the video. Issues kind of are very annoying. So unfortunately, I failed to record my assembling of the flamethrowers. That's mainly because it took me like weeks to assemble the first one, and then I was in a time crunch of like 1 day for the second one. So the flamethrowers are now assembled, and I'm just going to be showing them off. As I've said previously in this video, I am not documenting the process as in depth as I did in the first video, so I recommend that you watch that. Man, why is the right arm so tuned in? I mean, it's good, it's just weird.